Hello, my name is Larry Borowski from Green Slate & Company, and today we're going to be talking about measurement of head height and protrusion head height. What you see in front of you, this is our protrusion head height gauge, otherwise known as the PHG. The different things that it consists of, you've got a gauging plate, which kind of is interchangeable with some of the other accessory plates you see around it. It's got an indicator, which is also fully interchangeable. You've got some kind of an indicator point or foot, which, as you can imagine, is interchangeable. Also, post height can be changed. So it's a very versatile gauge, but we're going to start out with the primary use for which this was designed, and we'll get into all the accessories. We're going to start out this lesson with measuring this fastener here. What we have is a 3/8 diameter, 82-degree countersunk, flat head, flush head, however you want to term it, fastener. So we've chosen our 82-degree gauging plate. We want to look for our 38 or our 3/8 hole. Drop that in there. Then we want to rotate our plate to right next to our hole that we're going to measure. Place our foot there. We want to origin out right there, or zero out. And then we can raise the foot, rotate the plate, drop the foot onto the head. There we have a protrusion measurement. The other thing that we can do is sometimes the requirement is to measure the actual distance from countersink, basically total head height. So that's what this little V notch is for. We do our zero. Are we still zero? Yes, we are. We place our head in there, just press it up against the V, and am I going all over the place? You get an overall head height measurement of the countersink head. This gauging plate goes from a number 2 screw all the way up through 3/8. Most of the other plates do the same. You've got a 90-degree plate that we can interchange, as well as a 100-degree plate. They all do the same thing. Now the other feature we have on this style of gauging plate is we can add a zero plate down here. Simply screws in, positions itself over the V notch, where we can drop, basically we could drop down our indicator onto the V, and essentially that zeroes your underneath surface. So any fastener that is less than total travel of our indicator, we can measure under head height by simply rotating to a hole and placing it up through the hole to check the height, or length, I'm sorry. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I just wanted to go over the different accessories or modifications that we can do to this basic structure here. First thing is we can change post height. Right now we've got our longest post in there. We can go with a really short post or a medium-sized post. That just basically changes the location, proximity of the plate to the holding arm, which is helpful when you have different indicators, which is our next topic of change out. We typically just sell this with a regular old 5/10 reading 1-inch travel indicator. You can get it with a dial, you can get it with a 1/10 2-inch travel digital indicator as well. So a couple different options on that. It's just held on by a little set screw here, and it slips right out. Put the new one in. The other option, which you can probably tell, is all indicators that just have standard screw-in points. So this little 3/8 flat foot we can remove. We can replace it with a 1/2-inch flat foot, 1/8-inch flat foot, pointed probes, just straight line probes, crooked probes, or just standard ball probe. but those are those are all interchangeable as well. And the big thing that we like to kind of tout our gauge about is that we can change out the plates for measuring, for adding features of different screws. Okay, let's talk about changing out the gauging plate. This one's easy. It's got a shoulder bolt. We get an Allen wrench and we loosen it. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We unscrew it and we can put that aside. Our fastener. Now, one of the plates we sell is just what's called a V plate. It's called just for straight up head height. We use a different way to fasten it. It's got a slot in it for being totally adjustable for whatever diameter fastener we're going to be checking head height on. We've got a small one, so we're going to be close to the meeting of the V. Basically, we zero out, just holding the origin button there. We use our lift lever to raise it up, place our head there, and voila, we have head height. It's a little bit lower cost version if all you've got is a bunch of hex heads that you want to measure head height, than something like this. This is called our SEMS check plate. Uses the same screw knob as we use for our regular head height or V plate, but this one is kind of neat. SEMS being a captive washer type fastener where the washer doesn't come off, but you are required to measure head height and sometimes overall length. So we need this handy dandy fixture where, once again, you zero on the top, you raise your foot, it's got that little V notch, and so you can split the washer right off the head basically, and then you can measure head height. Now if you need to be measuring overall length, that's an easy thing too. We just do a little maneuver to our plate. We bring it over to this position on the side. We tighten it down so we can zero there. And what that does is effectively zeros under at the bottom surface. The depth is the same as the thickness here. So at that point we can loosen, rotate back to our V position where we will once again split the washer, just doing it upside down, pressing it up against the bottom of the plate and measuring overall length. So these are easy ways to do otherwise cumbersome measurements with a caliper. Lastly, the other option is you can even have just a regular old flat plate to put on whatever you want. Whatever indicator point you want, whatever indicator, whatever post length. It's a very nice little versatile compact gauge that will help you measure all kinds of different features on fastener. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe or tune in frequently to our YouTube channel to see new and improved videos. You can give us a call at any time, 817-870-8888, or visit our website for additional information. And remember, if you ever have any questions, you can always ask Mr. Measurement.